a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover.
No, easy, hold on.
As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them. As America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how.
What the fuck?
By refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
Buzzy, what is up with Tarantino, man?
What?
What happened to him?
People say I got a real twisted sense of humor.
He looks like he should be on the back of a $10 bill.
Oh my God.
Royce Lopez.
I don't know what it is about him.
Hola, me llamo Royce.
Maybe I'm sick of hearing about him.
Yeah, I don't like hot ham.
Maybe it's his face. He's a punchable face.
You wouldn't download a pig, would you?
He's done nothing to me. He's probably a nice guy.
I don't care.
I don't know what it is about the guy.
Big Cranberry has been lying to you.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast.
He looks like he should be flying a kite with a fucking key on it.
Brendan says he hasn't been able to use the N-word for a while. That's the source of his youth.
Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce.
Hi, everybody. Revenge and Sis, we're show. I'm very nervous. I've never done this before. Guys, hopefully
Done this 1,467 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
That's
my
a
bad.
lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. A
lot of this shit.
Welcome to the show, guys. We are the funniest show on the internet.
I think so.
We're the most beloved show at Rumble.
100%.
And we're here to be queer.
I'll tell you what we are. The show with the most subscribers on the Rumble Creator Program. Mm-hmm. So we're at the top of something, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's way better than a contract.
I'll just be monetized by YouTube. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somebody could get back to me on that.
Hey, I'm really sick of Kid Rock.
I mean, just now?
Thank you.
Now you're sick of him?
So this is so fucking
I literally been
embarrassing.
sick of Kid Rock since immediately after whatever album came out after Devil Without a Cause.
After Joe C died, he stopped mattering.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was this album after Devil Without a Cause?
God.
What was it called?
I don't remember.
I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna say maybe like I'm gonna guess because just going by the way he looks, something like Redneck Revenge or the Hillbilly Squad.
What was the DMX album?
Hell is dark and blood is hot, or Last Champion Dog.
Last Champion Dog.
Last Champion Dog.
Last Champion Dog.
Last Champion Dog. Last Champion Dog.
Champion Dog.
So after Devil Without a
Cocky.
Cause, he did Cocky, and then after
Follow that, he did the Bukkake.
After that was just called Kid Rock, and then he did Rock and Roll Jesus, and I think that's where it kind of
Stop! Don't say that ever again.
Yeah.
Look at me, Bessie. Look at me. Don't ever say that to me again.
No, honestly,
Rock and Roll Jesus.
I'll kill you.
I'm looking at the Kid Rock. No, honestly, no. Okay, yeah, the Kid Rock album was kind of shitty, but it was still all right. Yeah, you're right. It was Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll Jesus was where it really started.
Okay.
That was where we were on the plane and we started feeling the turbulence.
I just don't understand. And then he decided, I'm going to take Sweet Home Alabama, right? A beloved Southern rock song.
And ruin it?
And I'm just going to ruin it. That's
That's unfair, Royce, okay? Because he used multiple samples in that song, and he
ruined like 3 songs.
He ruined like 3 or 4 songs.
Thank you for ruining 3 songs.
In one. That's actually talent.
Again, look, if you followed this show, our show, long enough, you would know a couple things. We're very stupid. So we start off by letting you know up front, we're smart, we're misinformed, we're going to get things wrong all the time. But at least we're trying to be consistent.
Yes.
I don't care who people vote for. This is cringe.
Yeah, and by the way,
this is cringe.
It is cringe, but I have to look at both sides here. Yeah, Kid Rock is friends with the president. That's concerning, and he is a whole ass clown. We can agree there on both of those points.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
That being said, I saw lefties on Twitter going like, "Oh, it's okay for him not to wear a suit in the White House," and it's like he's not the president of Ukraine. He's not here asking for $40 billion.
Can I say something else?
For a war.
This is still more respectful than Zelensky because at least he's wearing a collared shirt.
And at least he's rocking the red, white, and blue.
You know what? Honestly, I'm turning around immediately. Let's turn around immediately.
This motherfucker coming out dressed like Cody Rhodes and shit.
Listen, I said I hate. Okay, look. By the way, if you haven't done so, and you know when I say this, I mean it. Watch the Cody Rhodes John Cena fucking segment.
I actually saw clips. I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but I saw
fucking good.
I heard it got pretty.
I know it got like really like very.
I saw the Vince reference. That one went viral.
And the Tony Khan reference too.
No, I didn't see. Okay, I gotta check.
Yeah,
it out.
Cena goes. If I remember correctly, the quote is, Cena goes. Oh
no, that is the line.
Yeah.
He was comparing Vince to?
Yeah.
I
make money from
take it from the kids.
and you take money from dude. Very good, very good. So there's one thing that's going to happen at WrestleMania I care about. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Thank you very much. Bob, you want to say something?
Yeah, anybody it doesn't matter your politics. First off, thank you, Mr. President, because this has happened at lightning speed. I know you put,
Look, and we made fun of his music, but I respect the drip. Can I be clear?
Look, you can't.
That is something I would wear at a 4th of July party.
You can't tell me the guy hates America.
No, he loves America.
Make sure Lena Habab.
Like, this is one of those guys, like, if I encountered him in Fallout, I'd go, this guy's a little quirky, but I feel like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy.
He would sell you used weapons or something.
Yeah, just shitty melee weapons.
Yeah.
Alba gets her credit too because
Yeah, this is a baseball bat that I duct taped a lawnmower blade to. It's my own invention.
That sounds really cool.
very hard on this, but thank you for making this happen so quick. Anyone who's bought a concert ticket in the last decade, maybe 20 years, no matter what your politics are, knows it is a conundrum.
He looks like the owner of an Americana-themed head shop called Stars and Pipes.
Yeah, but this is only how he dresses on the day he's filming the commercial for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Come to Stars and Pipes.
Look how strong her bongs are. And he hucks one into the ground and bounces.
Did you know George Washington had a cannabis field that he grew? Hi, my name's Robert Rock, and I'm here to tell you. Robert Rock from Stars and Pipes.
He's lighting a bowl with a fucking with a sparkler.
Stars and Pipes, smoke shop, and kratom bar.
Well, you gotta have the kava and kratom.
Kava and kratom bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a little corner with like America t-shirts.
He says, and every time you walk in, he goes, "I'm gonna need you to hit the vape here before you leave because some of the geek bars have been going bad."
That's
All right,
every
man.
fucking.
I know every vape shop,
every 7-Eleven too now.
Yeah.
I gotta hit it in front of me.
You gotta show me you're not a cop.
It's so weird.
Every time I go to a
That's what it
vape
feels
shop,
like.
every time I go to a vape shop now, and I don't know why they do it because some people do try to fuck them. But like, you know, you walk in and then they'll give you, and you know, it sucks because sometimes I buy like a couple because I don't want to go back all the time. So I buy a couple. So then I have to open these fucking boxes and be like, cool.
The funny thing is if you're a real pro, you were already doing that move.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've been doing that I've been buying vapes my whole life. And when you go in, you're like, all right, I hit it in front of them because I want to make sure if I hit it right away. And instead I'm like, hey, you're looking right at this. This is dead. I didn't even leave the store yet.
Yeah.
Those things are notoriously unreliable.
Yeah.
Time you check out, it's 170. You don't know what you can charge for, but more importantly, these bots. You know, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and then they're relisted immediately for sometimes a 400
Hey,
or 500%
man, that's
markup.
cool and all, but like the stock market is tanking and we're about to go to war with Iran. Do we really give a fuck about concert ticket prices right now?
Yeah, I do. Because we're going to go to Iran no matter what, but I also going to go to concerts no matter what. Yeah, get rid of the Ticketmaster fees, please. And it's true. You get so fucked, dude. If you get a 30, like, okay, you go to a concert, right? Like a $30 concert. Super cheap. You're like, oh, fucking whatever. Let's go check out this concert. Go buy the fucking tickets, dude. It'll cost you more in fees than the tickets to concert. Like, it'll be like $70. And you're like, what the fuck?
No, I mean I've seen it. I've experienced it before, and I'm not saying it's not one of these things we could look into, but it's like we're just having a big old Kid Rock press conference today when everything else is on fire.
Yeah, I don't care though. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but here's my thing: we're already gonna go to war with Iran. It's already happening.
But
right?
we could fix the economy. I'm fine with the war with Iran.
We can fix the economy. You sure, bud?
You know how you fix
sure
the
about that,
economy?
bud?
You go to war with Iran. That'll fix the economy right up. Stock markets,
Goddamn right.
Stock markets skyrocket during wars.
I hate this.
You know what? You know what you don't hate though? Investing in Raytheon. Recommend it. Buy the dip.
And the artists don't see any of that.
Oh
money.
yeah, Mr. Trump. Yeah, we got these bots on the ticket sites, and they're buying all the tickets, and people don't have a chance to like go to concerts they want to go. So how do you get these? How do you give me some of these bots? I'm hurting. I'm hurting.
And ultimately, I think this is a great first step.
And I don't understand, man. Like, do the robots do they go to the concerts or like what? How does it?
I would love.
I don't want to do a performance for a bunch of robots, man. Not in my America, dude. I'm not going to go up there and sing Ball with the Ball for a bunch of robots, dude. Not this Kid Rock.
Someone Photoshop him in that iRobot scene with Will Smith.
Kid Rock's freaking out now. He just thinks everyone's a robot.
On the reset.
Start pulling Trump's hair because he thinks they've replaced him with a robot.
Hey, look, brother, I'm not going to lie, man. I took a bunch of mushrooms last weekend and watched Westworld, man. It got me all fucked up.
Tickets.
Ooh, Westworld? You have a Roku? They're the ones that bought the rights.
Ooh, somebody pirated it because it was the only way you could get it for a while.
That show was so good the first season. It was so fucking good.
It was great. Look, season 1 was excellent. Season 2 was all right.
It was okay.
Season 3 was okay. What are we doing here, boys? Season 4 is bad, but it's unfairly maligned as like the worst thing ever. It's only kind of bad. It's actually pretty good. Just, Give it a chance.
At least ended on a cliffhanger.
And I'm a capitalist and a deregulation guy, but they've tried this in some places in Europe, and it seems to be the only thing that's us as artists be able to get the tickets into the hands of the fans at the prices we set. I'll be the first one to say, and I know the president doesn't like when I say this, but I'm a little overpaid right now.
What?
He's 67.
Yeah.
Why is he doing this?
Because he looks cool. Hey, why don't you shut up?
Wait, Kid Rock's 67 years old?
Yeah.
He looks 67.
Is he actually 67?
I don't know. I'm not the producer, Mersh.
He's the one who said it.
Yeah, I say things a lot.
How old is Kid Rock? Somebody fucking tell me.
I don't know.
I got it.
Thank you, Pessy.
54.
Thank you, good producer.
Fucking Christ.
I had it on my screen the whole time. I just didn't want to say it.
You hired him.
I feel like he thinks he's supposed to be doing the bits.
He does. That's what the fans say too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to see their point.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I hear it.
I hear it too.
I hear it all the time.
In real life too. Like sometimes when we go to live events, we have to hear
People
about
at
them.
grocery stores come up to me and complain about this fuck.
It's actually true. Bessie, you're fine.
PBS and NPR.
Oh, I was never worried.
Oh, that would fucking hurt my lungs, dude. That was funny.
Yeah, I know it didn't hurt your feelings.
I don't have them.
PBS and NPR were under fire yesterday on Capitol Hill. The DOJ subcommittee held a hearing to discuss whether the two networks deserve government funding, since Republicans say the outlets are too left-leaning.
NPR's CEO
Shut
made
up,
an
you
interesting
fucking
admission.
nerd.
He is a nerd.
And then also walked back some past statements. Let's watch.
Oh yeah, the statements like, all Republicans are Nazis. The NPR, bro. I actually saw Bill Maher had some other very lefty guy on. Man, there's some black dude. And Virgil, if you can find it, was Bill. Just search Bill Maher NPR, and even both of them were like, "Look, listen." NPR's going up there saying they're unbiased. They go, "That's fucking bullshit." Like they were like, "Listen, I like what they have to do, but." Bill Maher had a good point. He was like, NPR worked when everybody didn't fucking hate each other, right? Then everyone could watch Sesame Street, nobody gave a shit. But then it's like, when everybody hates each other, you can't do NPR anymore.
It's not just everyone hating each other. It's also how the system is so profoundly broken now that we can't sit around having conversations about how the community can better serve homosexual fentanyl addicts. Now, back then in the 90s, things were going smoothly. We had a rich, wonderful country. We had time to sit around and go, but what about the heroin addicts that are homeless in the park? We should help them. Nowadays, the country's literally on fire, and they're like, how do we help heroin addicts? And everyone's like, we're on fire! Stop talking about it!
Now you are here managing...
You know what, dude? Those firefighters did the best they could, okay?
Yeah. Now we're like, can we use the homeless heroin addicts to put out the fires?
NPR, which is in part federally funded, can we expect that you will bring the same lack of reverence for truth to your management of NPR?
Thank you, Congressman. First of all, I do want to say that NPR...
Also, can I say, listen, I hate her, but Wood,
well,
right?
Yeah, Wood.
Oh, well, this is 1080. Oh, it is? Okay, that's just how it is. Okay.
acknowledges that we were mistaken in failing to cover the Hunter Biden laptop story more aggressively and sooner. Our current editor...
Oh, guys.
We regret it, but
yeah, we're sorry.
What are you going to do?
We affected the country for 4 years. But
we all make mistakes. That's why pencils have erasers.
Hey, you know what I have to say? Pope Buddy's nerfed.
It'd be so funny. She's like, yeah, well, that's why pencils have erasers. And they're like, I would like to remind the CEO that your federal funding is written in pencil.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
and
shape up.
Editorial leadership.
In Wuhan?
We recognize that we were reporting at the time, but we acknowledge that the new CIA evidence is worthy of coverage and have covered it.
Let me ask you, why did you call President Trump a fascist?
Okay, let's see. What do you think the spin's going to be? I haven't seen this yet. What do you think the spin's going to be?
No, I said he was fashionable.
Maybe.
Oh, man, it's so much better than you think, too.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm excited. Here we go.
And a deranged racist sociopath in 2020.
Oh, God. Oh, there's more.
Yeah. I mean, the first one, I'm so used to hearing it just washes off your back by 2025. But the second one was kind of real personal.
Congressman, I appreciate the opportunity to address this. I regret those tweets. I would not tweet them again today.
Oh, guys, he doesn't think he's a racist and a fascist now. She doesn't think it now anymore.
That's like saying that's like being in fucking trial for a bank robbery and saying to the judge, "Listen, if I'd known I'd be sitting here now, I would have definitely not probably robbed that bank.
Definitely not probably robbed that bank.
Definitely regret that. Well, if I knew I'd be sitting here, fuck."
But the one thing I regret the most is getting caught. Like
Yeah,
that to
that
me was bad. That was
sucked.
rough.
That sucked.
They represented a time where I was reflecting on something that I believe that the president had said rather than who he is. I don't presume that anyone is a
Please
racist.
don't take my money away. You're a great guy. I'm sorry. I take it back.
You don't believe anyone is a racist?
I don't.
Well, I mean, there's absolutely
David Duke, maybe.
Doc.
Jared Taylor.
Doctor.
Colin Flaherty, may he rest in peace.
Start by presuming anyone is a racist, sir.
Former senior business editor at NPR, Uri Berliner,
You just look
has
smug,
some
bro.
advice
I just
for
want
the
to fight you.
outlet. He wrote a piece in the Free Press titled "NPR should refuse to take federal funds. The broadcaster needs to stop pretending it's a network for all of America and become the progressive institution it truly wants to be."
But it's not wants to be. It's what it is. That's what they are. And hold on, I found the Bill Maher thing I wanted to play. Here you go. I saw this over the weekend.
My then 9-year-old asked me, and of course she has no sense of context. I don't pump her full of things like this. She said from the back seat in a very different car, she said, "Daddy, why is it that NPR is always playing the same thing?" And I said, "What do you mean the same thing?" And I swear she said, now she doesn't have a vocabulary, but she said, "It's always about how somebody can't do something."
Bill Maher.
Bill Maher.
I didn't mean to get the. I did not mean to get.
By the way, your
fucking
kid
Dave
didn't
Rubin.
say that. Your kid did not say that.
No, of course
yeah,
not.
so I'm in the car with my 6-year-old, and she turns to me and says, "Daddy, who's the program director?"
I didn't mean.
What are you talking about?
I didn't mean
ass?
to jump scare you with Dave Rubin. Here you go.
Heads of NPR and PBS testified before Congress this week amid accusations of liberal bias. Should the government continue to send taxpayer dollars to public broadcasters?
No, next question.
Well, a little background here. I mean, they've been after them the Republicans have wanted to get rid of PBS for as long as I can remember. This crowd will probably do it. I mean, I also read my namesake, Catherine Maher, was head of NPR, and, you know, she said, "We're completely unbiased. Give me a break, lady." I mean,
Even the other liberals on the panel are like, "Yeah, no, I know."
they're crazy far left. So, I mean, I think we're past the age, really, where the government, first of all, why do we need to subsidize? Why can't we have outlets like this? And we're so
I never understood the NPR thing, and I always come back to this point. It's like they're crying poverty. We need government funding, but every one of their single podcasts is sponsored by Goldman Sachs. They get plenty of fucking money.
Not only that, but well, you look at the left too. They go, "Well, why don't you just make it a private business and stop taking public funds?" Because generally speaking, even with all that Goldman Sachs money, they fail. Remember Air America?
Oh my God, Air America was hilarious.
They pumped so much goddamn money into Air fucking America. And
Al Franken had a show on there.
Mm-hmm.
polarized. These outlets became popular at a time when Republicans and Democrats didn't hate each other and weren't at each other's throats and didn't think each other was an existential threat.
That was also the golden age of The Simpsons, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, when you could actually when they kind of poked a little fun at everybody.
Fun at everybody.
I
yeah.
mean, Lisa was a fucking liberal nerd.
Yes, she was.
In that world, you can't have places like this, I think, anymore. They have to be private.
Yeah, I think Uri Berliner, ex-NPR employer, his piece this week,
Whistleblower.
where he said that they should just let go of the funding. I love NPR. I listen to NPR almost every day.
I could tell.
They have since
Have you ever met an
1975,
interesting person that listens to NPR?
Not once in my life.
when my parents used to play it.
Every time somebody says, I listen to NPR, I go, I'm not going to be friends with this person. I will not be getting along with them. We're probably going to have nothing in common.
No, nothing. Jazz plus jazz equals jazz.
in our Chevrolet Caprice when I was like 9 years old. I love it for its point of view, but since 2020, it has no longer been general. I remember in 2021, my then 9-year-old asked me, and of course she has no sense of context. I don't pump her full of things like this.
I feel like you do.
Well, you make her listen to NPR in the car. What do you mean you don't pump her with full of things?
I think you pump her full of things, and then I think you also make up stories about that she even retains or cares about these things.
She said from the back seat.
A 9-year-old could have said this.
Daddy, where's the largest percentage of your quarterly funding come from?
Bro, you have no idea what kids are like. That's not what a 9-year-old sounds like. That's not what a 9-year-old sounds like.
We were in the car listening to NPR. My 9-year-old daughter turns to me and goes, "Father, I'd like to talk to you about Peruvian pan flute music."
Very different car. She said, Daddy, why is it that NPR is
Sounds like an episode of Young Sheldon.
always playing the same thing?
There's literally every week on Twitter, there's somebody just being like, Daddy, why is Trump murdering all the trans people? That didn't happen. Shut up.
And I said, what do you mean the same thing? And I swear she said, now she doesn't have a vocabulary, but she said, it's always about how somebody can't do something. And that what she was getting at was that. I wouldn't have said that about the NPR that I knew back in the day, and I wouldn't have said it 10 years ago, but that is what it is now. I will listen to it daily, but it's no longer a general...
I will listen to it daily, knowing that it's indoctrinating leftist horseshit, though.
Yeah. And listen,
Audience-
I just want everyone to know out there, whenever you tell me a story about what your small child said, I'm not going to believe the story unless it ends with them going, I'm hungry.
Or I poop my pants.
But if they're a little older... I know I'm hungry is the only thing I would ever believe a kid said. Yeah. Because that's literally all they say 24 hours a day. Is, I'm hungry.
Venue. They should just give up national funding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bill.
Ah! Fucking nice hair plugs, Dick.
Yeah,
He
they really are
He
obvious.
blocked me for making fun of his hair plugs. All right.
Tariffs and an immigration crackdown, President Trump is making campaign promises reality. But some analysts say some of his moves are having a negative backlash. As KCAL's Jeff DeWitt reports, SoCal's tourism industry is already feeling it.
With Trump getting into office, there was opinions that the dollar would drop, which has for us a little bit.
Kyle Bates and his friends are visiting from Australia, where people are watching the Trump administration's sweeping new policies, including tariffs issued on longtime allies. In Hollywood,
The only thing
CEO
we
of-
are sweeping, frankly, is corruption, and we are getting rid of it. We are rooting it out. Elon is finding us money.
Yeah, and fucking... Nobody can't find a way to pull out of women.
No, well, he's because he's a nerd with a breeding fetish.
You saw them fucking Ashley and him having a fight in Laura Loomer's DMs.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I'm so happy to be alive.
Oh
in
no,
this
no,
time.
it's hilarious. I'm not saying it's not, but Jesus Christ, dude.
And you don't think Laura Loomer was just rubbing her hands together like, oh, this is great.
The Starline Tours says his company has been impacted.
We're still about 25% to 30% behind last year's numbers.
No one wants to go to LA because everyone's killing each other and fentanyl and stuff. You know.
He says he's seen a significant drop of.
Why wouldn't you want to go here? The beautiful Hollywood Boulevard that used to be this awesome place where celebrities would be and stuff, and now everything's $5 souvenirs and photos with fucking cracked out Elmos and shit.
Dude, that's such a dude. Think about it.
It's disgusting, but think about it think about old Hollywood.
LA is experiencing exactly what New York experienced at one point, where New York's value got so low that like fucking Times Square, it was all $1 porn booths and you know what I mean, quarter fucking machines and shit.
Look at this.
That literally used to be fucking all the fucking expensive brands and all that shit. Balenciaga fucking displays.
And now it's just like, it's gross, you know?
Craziness.
Significant drop of visitors from Canada. The U.S. Travel Association.
Exactly. King of All Pixels says LA is experiencing New York 70s.
That's what I was getting at. And then, you'll know if LA's ever back if they actually fix the place up and elect the right people, because then guess what you'll see? You'll see Balenciaga come back. You'll see this will blow your mind. You'll actually see like CVS come back.
Wait, without bulletproof glass?
Without things locked up.
Wow.
I know, it's hard to
Association
believe.
says Canada is the top source of international visitors to the United States.
When we went to Napa Valley, we had I had to fly to San Francisco, right? So I flew in San Francisco, and it happened to me again. The Android Auto thing was one of those courts. It's like USB-C to USB-C. I was like, fuck. So whatever, it's not a big deal. I was like, well, whatever. On the way to Napa, I'll just stop at like a CVS.
Royce gets fucking homicidal if he can't get Android Auto to work in a town that he's like not used to. You know what I mean? He'll deal with it at home, like in this area. But if we're in like fucking Houston, he's like, fucking Android Auto, I'm gonna kill somebody.
So, because if now you have to hold your phone, I'm not
No, I
doing
know,
that.
it's a pain in the ass.
So, we go. It was a Walgreens, I think. Maybe CVS or Walgreens, one or the other. I don't remember. But and it wasn't even that bad part of a neighborhood, but it was in San Francisco. So I park and I go, to walk in. I go to walk in, and there's a security guard outside.
That's a good sign.
And I'm like, whatever, fine. I walk in and I go to the not like to any expensive shit, to the USB cords, like $9, right? And I go, and it's behind glass.
Of course. And because I bet people jack those probably get jacked as much as anything.
So then Marie goes to ask the cashier. Everyone that's working there is Chinese. They're all Asian. And then she goes, hey, can we get the USB? And the woman looked so fucking pissed that we asked her to come unlock something.
Well, because this used to not be their job.
No, I know, but it's like, it's not my fault the entire store's a prison.
I'm not saying she should be giving you an attitude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I understand the attitude, because you used to have a job where you just basically stood around all day, developed the occasional photo, and ring people up. And then, remember, we got into this point now where we got a new era where these people got to keep their jobs at the same pay.
Yeah.
But then we were getting like self-checkout in every store. And they were like, yo, sweet. I'm actually going to do way less work and I'm still going to make the same money. And then it went so hard in the other direction that now it's like, oh, we have to lock everything up and you have to individually get toothpaste for this one fucking guy. Yeah, it sucks, dude.
With more than 20 million visits,
You guys
last
should arrest
year.
people that steal. That usually
probably would help.
It works in Florida.
So we've had groups canceling, and then we've had individuals, turning out and saying they don't want to come. And
Dude,
they're
I
going to-
love this fear mongering over international travel. Like, the majority of travel in the fucking U.S. isn't from state to state.
Yeah, I know.
reduce
Like,
or
it's retarded.
they want their refund.
No, people from Canada are not going to LA because it sucks. Okay? It's not like we just showed you why.
The nonpartisan Tourism Economics recently revised.
Guaranteed they're partisan.
Its forecast for a year-over-year drop of 5% on international tourism, in part because of Trump's trade wars.
Good. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm over it. I don't care anymore either.
I think it's
a 5% drop is nothing.
It's nothing.
Divide in half. One half said yes, okay, we would support Donald Trump also, but the other half would say absolutely not.
Mario Michel and Dennis Gotts and their families are visiting
Your
from.
country has poop shelves in its toilet, so don't even fucking don't.
That's so
complain
you
about
can
it.
inspect the Shizen.
Also, I'm just, and I'm
Literally
maybe,
is, though.
I'm
I
just
know.
crazy. Maybe I'm thinking outside the bun,
Ooh,
and
nice.
I'm being a little like crazy here. Have you considered fucking off back to where you came from?
No, it's still way worse over there. You know what I mean?
Go to your stupid weed cafes or whatever you have in the Netherlands and leave us out of it.
Man.
He's German. He doesn't even have that.
Germany. They say Germans are concerned about the tariff wars because they impact car imports, which is a big part of their economy. But they say tourism is about visiting
Yeah, we
Americans,
can't export our overpriced shitty cars anymore.
not their government.
In Germany, if you walk on the street and you see
Most Volkswagens are made in Mexico now. Like, no, for
That's
real.
true.
I'm being
Or
serious.
Alabama.
Or Alabama. Yeah, exactly. Good point.
someone, they look on the ground. Here, if you see someone and
In,
look
in Germany, if you look on the street and you see someone, they're Turkish.
look between your eyes.
See,
they
I
say
am
hello.
from Germany where, let's say you own a Tesla and someone else draws a swastika on it, you would go to prison.
You're right.
Where, I live in Germany. I live in Germany where things make sense. Okay, I guess.
Hello, that's in German. That's not so.
Hey, German guy, have you played the new Doom game? No, it's been banned by the government.
Sorry, we did last game we had was Wolfenstein,
Oh my
and now you can't even download it.
God, and the Wolfenstein remake that came out when like only the German version, they literally had to take Hitler out and make him a different guy.
And they had to take all the swastikas out of
I
it, too.
know,
so
it's
funny.
like, but that's the fucking point of the game.
It
One of
really
the weird
it's
thing
so funny,
in the-
man.
Did you guys ever play the German version of it? Because like, yeah, they removed all the
No,
swastikas.
I
but they put
watched the
stars-
video. I watched the video.
They put stars of David. It was weird.
But they added shit porn, which I thought was weird. I'm like, this is a game
Shit
for children.
porn and stars of David. Like the Jukes were back in the game. It was, it was really weird.
Yeah.
say,
and it was renamed Hunting Wolfenstein. You play from the perspective of the other guy.
There actually is a game.
I know.
It's called Escape from Castle Buchanan.
That's nice.
It's literally they just flipped Wolfenstein and went, yeah. What if you played as Rudolph Hess?
President Trump is making an impression on the world stage because his decisions can have an impact on the dollar's conversion rate.
He certainly has the same visibility in Australia.
Well, they're all called dollary-doos there. We learned that from The Simpsons.
CEO of Starline Tours says his customers are canceling not just because of the economic policies from the White House,
so his policies have an effect on the conversion rate. That means that the dollar's worth more.
Yeah.
So they're literally complaining about our dollar being worth more than theirs. This is fucking egregious.
You know, Virgie, you got to stop reading between the lines with these news companies. Just take it as they report it.
Yeah, you have to trust them,
hate
dude.
it.
You have to
I
trust them.
fucking hate it.
Yeah, this could actually affect our inflation and make it go down. Wait, what?
You
That's kind of good.
You know, the funniest thing with this whole Ashley Sinclair thing that happened is, first off, people are realizing she's really not that hot.
No.
You know, especially like that other video that we played yesterday of her. But also, a lot of people that immediately were, remember we talked about like Insurrection Barbie and all these people that were immediately defending her, you don't leave her alone, and blah, 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 blah. The moment Elon started going after her, they are all
attacking
dunking
like
on
pit bulls.
her. They're
Guys,
ripping
you
her
should be
apart.
consistent like me and Royce. We just always hated all these people. And,
Yeah, that's
and
your
it's a
point.
lot easier later on to go, yeah, why did you start liking them?
So you know that James Lindsay guy?
By the way, before we move on, since you brought up Ashley Sinclair, one of the best tweets I've seen so far was somebody retweeted Elon when he was like, you know, I paid her $2.5 million, and I was giving her $500 or whatever, and fucking somebody retweeted him and was like, bro, $3 million for $400 pussy, bro. This is embarrassing. I was like,
it is.
Ouch. That is a fucking ouch, because that is the exact price that an Ashley Sinclair should fetch in fucking any major city.
So you know that James, this isn't him.
Yeah, this is the gay guy.
But you know that James
I'm
Lindsay.
kidding. I mean, he's not on record. I just love calling him.
You know James Lindsay guy, the guy who started the whole woke right thing and all, you know,
Yeah.
that commie bullshit.
Doesn't
Okay,
his like wife cheat on him? And
well, maybe I don't know, but this is what's funny about this. He's been going after like he's like Tucker's reply guy, always like shitting on Tucker and saying
Yeah.
Tucker's woke right and saying Tucker knows who I am. Well, so there was this dude on who was on Tucker's show, and he brought up James Lindsay, and I want you to see if you think Tucker actually knows who the guy is. Right?
Who is that? There's like a really absurd person posing as like a genius who was one of the leader. There are probably a bunch of, but who was the most famous one?
Oh, like Richard Dawkins or Daniel Dennett or Christopher Hitchens.
I knew Hitchens well.
Okay.
He was a marvelous guy,
Yeah,
but
he was
totally
interesting
wrong on
man.
that.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
legit smart.
Yeah.
No, there's another one, whatever, who's always running
Or,
around.
like today, like James Lindsay is one of those types.
Who's James Lindsay?
Oh no.
The memes that have been coming out have been fucking killing.
so is
me.
everybody just now replying in his replies with who's James Lindsay?
Yes,
'Cause
dude,
that's-
they have been just killing him today. Because he was doing the hi Tucker thing.
James Lindsay is a fucking dork.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's a fucking nerd. Here, let's do this.
Which should Florida choose? Sales tax relief or property tax relief?
Property tax. Property tax.
As a renter?
Shut up. Property tax.
I say
property tax. It's property tax. Sorry.
Let me finish my point.
Sure.
As a renter, I would obviously enjoy more a tax, a sales tax cut. Even I would say it would be more fair for there to be a property tax
love
cut.
of
That's
God.
all I'm saying. Like,
For the love
for
of
me,
God.
listen, you go either way with it. I won't be mad at you, Ronnie D. You want to give me a sales tax cut? My dog. But if you were going to ask me, like, what's more fair, I think the homeowners should probably get a little bit of a break-a-rooski.
That'd be a big break
You know-
risky, dude. Property taxes are getting nuts over here. But this county, I mean.
Well, just Florida in general, but yeah, it's certain areas are getting worse.
Yeah.
Why not both of them?
It's true.
Well, a week after Florida Speaker of the House pushed a plan to cut sales taxes, the governor is pushing instead for a cut in property taxes. He says it would reward the right people. Fox 14's Evan Axelbank in the newsroom tonight with the latest on these dueling proposals, Evan, because I guess we can't have both, right?
No, I mean, hold on. Listen, state's got to run
have
on
whatever we
something.
want.
State's got to run on something, right?
It's probably true mathematically speaking. The one thing they do agree on
Here's
is
the
that
thing.
the overall
Here's why I would say sales tax. Property tax over sales tax is because property tax heavily affects Florida residents, whereas sales tax we get a little taste of everything. So if you're in town for spring break, you're here going on a cruise, you're visiting, you're getting an Airbnb in Miami for a couple nights, all that shit. We're getting a taste of all that.
Yeah, I mean, property tax going away also would actually eventually lower rent prices too, because then that's baked into your rent. Is that that the property tax is part of it. If there's less property tax, people will charge less for rent. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just it'd be really nice because it's getting pretty rough.
overall tax cut should be
Yeah,
$5
no,
billion.
Mersh is right though. The property tax, just because it helps residents of your state.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, you should charge
No, go ahead.
You should charge people out of state higher sales tax.
Yeah, there should be a fucking out of town.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate
tax.
that. Just Canadians.
No,
Yeah,
whatever.
actually, just
Fuck it,
Canadians.
Everybody except.
No, because I want New Yorkers to be taxed too.
Everybody except people from Texas. You guys can come over here for free.
But not Austin. No, I don't want people. Well, I don't want people from Austin over here. I guess the
none of
InfoWars
them?
peoples are fine, but
Some of the chicks there. Some of the chicks there were.
a lot of the chicks there were. We got Tampa chicks, dude. We're fine.
Odds though over.
Oh
how
yeah,
to
now
deli-
he's all on Tampa's dick. I've been talking about Tampa for years.
No, you were talking about Skank Ybor, not the Riverwalk dog. Fucking Ybor
What are you
is
talking
not
about?
the same.
I lived right along fucking Armenia in Soho. I didn't live in Ybor.
No, I know, but you said Ybor was lit, and it is.
Ybor is lit, and there's hot bitches there too.
Yeah, I go to Fat Tuesdays where all the only place that has a metal detector because it's all the. Can I ask a question? Sorry, just side thing, because you would know because you live there. And ask this real question. Out of all the bars, right? How did Fat Tuesdays, which in Key West is not like this, how did it turn into like the ratchet bar of Ybor? Like, it's all black people and there's a metal detector.
Can you
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can anyone read lips?
They always try.
Okay.
And they can always tell the one word.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not
Liver
against
that
us.
No, it's not.
$5 billion. Should it be on taxes you pay for on your property?
You know what? Being back on YouTube, I miss doing that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Or should it be on taxes on what you buy at the store?
The governor turned to someone who admits they're a hawk about their taxes to make the case in a way no politician can.
We're retired. We live on a very fixed income, and property taxes take a big bite
You're
out of our
retired,
budget.
a young virile guy like you.
What are you, 45 maybe?
Bill Hyde of
That is a
Oviedo-
guy who is fucking obsessed with his lawn.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all this man has left.
He lives in Oviedo.
Bill Hyde of Oviedo stood at a podium designed by the governor's office to demand lower property taxes.
We write the check every year, and we write it on November the 1st to get that little discount.
The governor is pushing lawmakers to take up a $5 billion cut that would give the average homeowner a $1,000 break on their property taxes.
Yes.
It's a shot at the House Speaker, who was urging a $5 billion cut in sales taxes.
Fine. Look, Merce, let me say it on my end. If we don't get the property tax one, I still will be happy with the sales tax one, right?
Yes, but
Well, we have to get one or the other.
But I think genuinely the property tax, just looking at the overall, that literally makes sure that a higher percentage of money is being generated by out of Florida people.
You're right. You're right.
Which is just economically overall time. It's more fucking practical. So I don't own my home, but I'd be down with a fucking property tax drop.
The governor says that would help too many out-of-towners.
There you go.
That's
I'm with
exactly
you, Ronnie
what you
D.
said.
Want Canadian tourists and Brazilian tourists subsidizing the state and making it so Florida residents pay less taxes. I don't want to give Canadians a tax cut.
This follows a weeks-long fight over immigration reform in which they eventually compromised but promised publicly that things would smooth over. The governor says he's not against a sales tax cut per se, but the House Speaker said last week it would be the fastest way to help the most people.
But this year, we'll try a novel concept and make Florida more affordable by giving the people of Florida their own money back to them.
Democrats have likened the idea to living only on candy, saying the cost of these tax cuts, either on sales or property, is fewer services like police, education, and environmental protection.
That's not true. We have a surplus.
Shut up. No, you're lying, and that's not going to work now. It doesn't work anymore.
A $5 billion cut would require a 4% dip in state spending.
What? That's it? To get a $5 billion cut, we would only need to do 4% cut. That's nothing. I can think of stuff right off the top of my head that we could cut.
I agree with him on everything. It was a different debate, but I do appreciate the independent streak because I think it's important the legislature sets the agenda on policy, on budget.
Today, the House Speaker said that he welcomed the governor's ideas to the table. The Senate president took both sides, but said that any cut should be made without taxes having to be raised in the future in case the economy stumbles. The governor says
please. When has that ever happened?
I don't think it's ever happened.
When has the economy ever stumbled?
Drastic cuts in services would not necessarily have to be made, Alex.
I don't care. Look, here's the thing.
Yeah, you can run one less bus a day.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
And you can cut one cop off the shift.
Do what we did here. You know what we did in our county? We just stopped doing recycling. We used to have 2 different trucks that used to have to come, right? So we had the bins, and then we had the recycling day. Yeah.
Is that what's been happening?
There's no more recycling, dude, in this county. So let me just help you out. You could still use both cans and fill them both up and put them both out there the same day as garbage day. They'll take them both. There is no more recycling here. 1 truck now, once a week. Yeah.
My recycling bin has been full for like 3 weeks.
Well, there's your answer, Fishbulb.
I've been putting it out every Monday.
Well, there's your answer.
That was recycle day.
Just put it out with the garbage day. They'll take both. Yep.
Did we really get rid of recycling? That's
we got rid of it.
Funniest shit.
Because it wasn't really cost effective.
I have been meaning to bring it up to my neighbor, and every time I run into him, I keep forgetting to ask him. But like every week, I've been putting it because my treasure will go up Sunday night, and then Monday is the recycling day, and so every Monday I'm putting my shit out. Like, and the next day I'm like, have they even? And then I've started noticing also, I don't see anyone else's recycling.
Yeah, that's what it is now.
I thought they changed the day or something.
You can put both out now.
Now that makes sense. Good. I want to get rid of all this fucking cardboard. Holy shit. I literally just...
Well, I'm glad I played the story.
I had no idea.
That means warmer weather. Finally, it's spring. That means warmer weather,
Then why are you
longer
wearing
days,
a turtleneck?
but also mowing the lawn. In some parts of America, if you don't cut your grass often enough, your local government might fine you thousands of dollars, and then, if you don't pay, try to take your home.
The city now fining a man $30,000 for overgrown grass.
I reported on that case a few years back. Here's a recap before I reveal what's happened in the 5 years since.
The city of Dunedin, Florida.
We covered this.
This is the guy.
This is 5 years ago when we covered this 5 years ago.
This is the guy. I remember this.
Yeah.
Wants to take this man's home?
Yes.
Because I was
Remember
tardy
this guy?
cutting the grass.
Jim Ficken's mom died, so he went to South
Yes.
Carolina to take care of her estate.
City officials then started fining Ficken $500 a day because his grass had grown longer than 10 inches. Such fines add up.
This is a letter from the city attorney demanding $24,454.
Now the fine's up to $30,000.
That's asinine.
Ficken's neighbor can't believe he
Bro,
was
I cannot believe we're going to follow up on this goddamn story.
fined so much.
Just for grass.
Because Ficken doesn't have $30,000, the city says it will foreclose
Oh,
on
you
his
ain't got 30,000 on you, you broke ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
home to collect the fine.
I was shocked.
The town says you're kind of a public nuisance.
I got everything fixed and taken care of.
But you only get it fixed after they send warning after warning, the neighbors complain.
I guess I'm kind of a slob.
Why don't you just pay the fine?
$30,000. Do you have $30,000 lying around?
Stossel's like, I have that on me.
In every instance that the city asked him to do
something. Are you kidding me?
something-
The money I got from suing Dr. D alone was fucking good money.
He invested it wisely, too.
Yes.
Jim did it.
Lawyer Ari Bargel's defending Ficken against Dunedin.
The city has gone nuclear. $500 per day for the violation of having tall grass, and now he's facing the loss of his home.
Dunedin's politicians wouldn't talk to us. Instead, they paid $25,000 to this public relations.
Wait, instead of you paid more money
than you were even going to recover.
Government
firm to speak to the media.
The new PR manager costing taxpayers $25,000 for just 1 month.
I hope this ends with a bunch of people like getting voted the fuck out, because this is
Says
insane.
Dunedin has no desire to impose large fines. Their goal is just to ensure that Dunedin's a high-quality community.
Pause. Time out, Tony. I've been to Dunedin.
It's not.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
It's basically Deltona West. Am I?
No, you're right.
literally down to what kind of town it is. It's Deltona West.
Yeah. Sorry.
But if the politicians only cared about the quality of the lawns,
They could have done what their own ordinances permit them to do, which is hire a lawn service to come out and mow the grass and send Jim a bill for $150, but they didn't do that.
They could do that.
They absolutely can do that, but they didn't do that, and that's because they prioritize revenue collection.
They want the money.
It's pretty apparent that code enforcement is a major cash cow for the city of Dunedin.
11 years ago, Dunedin collected $34,000 in fines. Last year, $1.3 million.
I got violated for a lawnmower in my yard. They violated me for a hole.
This is the high quality community they're trying to preserve here. She has a Jordan shirt, but it says Arya, like from Game of Thrones, on it.
The size of a quarter in my stucco. They find people that they can pick on, and then they keep picking on them.
Dunedin put a lien on
Sounds like the IRS.
her house. They say she owes them $32,000.
I mean, I can't tell you how many sleepless nights I've had because of the city of
I
Dunedin.
do feel bad.
Of course I do. Fuck the city.
I mean,
bro, I remember how mad I got the first time we saw this.
Just trying to think of what to say to them, just like you have them leave me alone.
The city is just a bunch of bullies.
Well,
and they
fucking move
expect
to
people
Lutz
not-
then. I don't know what to
From
tell you.
the
Carolina City fined
heroes ready to punish by government. Its lawyers, portraying themselves in this video as Western heroes ready to punish bad guys, say many cities now pad their budgets by imposing excessive fines.
The North Carolina City fined a local church $100 a branch for excessive tree pruning.
A branch? $100 a branch?
Yo, you're going to have to get to the polls there, local
Citizens
Dunedin.
are being essentially extorted.
Dunedinites?
Yeah.
Dunedinites?
By their governments and find incredible amounts of money for really, really small violations.
And if you can't pay the fine, they'll take your home.
The City of Dunedin Code Enforcement Board authorized the City Attorney's Office to file foreclosure actions.
The City Attorney of Dunedin in the last year has sought permission to foreclose on 18 properties.
Whoa, that's a lot for a small town. Dunedin's not a big town.
Can I gotta ask, Royce, I've been a big fan of playing like SimCity for many years, right? As you have too. When your city has a lot of those houses with the little abandoned symbol over them, is that good for your city?
No, that's not good.
It's not really good economic.
At that point, just start a Godzilla attack.
I feel like you're thinking a little too short term, and what you're going to do is eventually just force everyone.
That doesn't sound like a high quality community to me, Mersh.
But dude, this is literally Like if you were playing SimCity and you went, I'm jacking the tax rate up to 75%. All of your buildings would start going bloop, 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 bloop. Everybody would move out. And then you have no people.
Just play city skylines too. You could do that and still make money because it's broken.
What if Dunedin has some like retarded old school 80s villain who's like the mayor? And he's like, I'm going to own the whole town someday. Ha ha ha. His plan is to own all of Dunedin.
It violates the 8th.
He's going to nuke Deltona so they have beachfront property like Lex from the fucking Superman movie.
Amendments is the Institute for Justice.
If we drop 2 nuclear warheads on Wesley Chapel, we'll create a brand new Tampa Bay.
The ships will have to run through Dunedin.
Dunedin Beach.
New Ybor. New Ybor.
Dunedin Beach sounds horrible. Oh, have you been? I was at Dunedin Beach this weekend. Have you ever been?
Fat Tuesdays there? Still a bunch of black people. I don't know why.
It not only protects us from cruel and unusual punishment,
but right next to that in the 8th Amendment is a protection to be free from excessive fines. Our founders, they recognize that the ability to fine is the ability to cripple. And it's one of the ways, other than incarceration, that government can really oppress.
government does often oppress. Jim Ficken, with the help of the Institute for Justice, fought back against that oppression for years.
Nobody should lose their house for having tall grass.
Jim has the Constitution on his side.
Absurdly, they lost in court. A judge ruled the fine was not excessive.
What?
But publicity around the lawsuit sparked some outrage.
The city of Dunedin hiring a crisis PR firm after coming under fire from the public.
The backlash eventually inspired Dunedin to change its rules.
City of Dunedin changed its code to allow residents to petition for reduced fines.
Ficken was able to reduce his fine from $35,000 to $7,000.
That's still fuck you!
Outrageous!
Suck my dick, Dunedin!
Still too much, but not enough for the city, which demanded he then pay $25,000 in administrative costs to cover their legal bills.
Because of the PR firm that happened to cost the PR firm that cost exactly $25,000.
For justice,
these people are evil, bro.
Fought back again and finally got the city's $25,000 demand reduced to $3,000.
So you still have to pay $10,000.
That's reasonable.
Declaring victory following a years-long legal battle.
6 years of trouble over grass. It's ridiculous how some government bureaucrats abuse their power.
6 years over some grass, man.
You also had fentanyl.
Oh, I guess it was probably mostly the fact.
They didn't care about the weight.
Honestly, my customer died. I'm lucky I didn't catch a murder charge.
At least Jim Ficken's battle had a relatively happy
Jim
ending.
Fickens does sound like a made-up person from like. He sounds like a character in a novel you were forced to read in high school.
Jim Fickens, yeah.
My fine, but fines for everybody else. That to me is the positive
Jim
benefit.
Ficken sounds like a character from like a really racist book they made me read in junior high.
Yeah, exactly.
Lives safe and sound in the
Oh, yeah. You didn't read the Tar Baby saga?
Old Jim Fickens hated Negroes. Hated them his whole life. Like, uh-oh.
Same Florida.
That was by the way, every book you were forced to read in high school was like, we sure didn't like these Negroes, but they grew on us. You're like, what?
But Nathaniel's father, Big Jim, did not like him being intertwined with a colored.
The first edition of this book, his name wasn't Big Jim.
Oh, that's from the Miscegenation Tales, right? I remember reading that, yeah. Oh, that's the whole thing.
Docile TV. We're not on TV.
Tom Morello's Mercedes. Hey, lefties, Mr. Rogers, who you always bring up. Yeah, he would say PBS shouldn't get federal funds. Yeah, agree.
No, I don't think they should.
ROTCstore.com. Get our latest swag.
Get swagged out.
Okay? Become a swagzilla.
Imagine, like, honestly, I was thinking about this, imagine, and I worry for the fans sometimes. Imagine it's springtime. It's getting to be summertime, right? And you're not properly swagged out.
Oof. Can you imagine?
Oof. Get to ROTCstore.com.
All the shorties are not going to like that.
No, they're not the shorties.
All the shorties are really not going to like that.
Please tell me you're not going around referring to girls as shorties.
Yeah, I call them shorties, and then I go, come here, baby girl. It usually works.
I want to do that. At 41 years old, I want to go to a nightclub one
What
night.
up, shorty?
Just go up to a girl and be like, damn, what up, shorty? Like, and they're like 22.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're just staring at me with their drinks in their hand. I'm like, yeah, so anyway, me and my boys, we're gonna be hanging back in the VIP.
We're gonna be getting crunk. Would you like to join us? Do you want to get crunked with us?
They're like, your hair is gray. Your hair is gray, and there's not a lot of it.
Your hair are gray, and those are cheap shoes. Get the fuck away from me.
Listen, I know people say that we like older men, but when we say older men, we mean older men with money. And you don't have a Rumble contract.
Yeah, you pulled up on a bus.
They're not even putting on the front page anymore. Oh, fuck.
Because of that, Merce, tell them about the locals in Patreon.
Guys, go to patreon.com/we're not sorry or revengeofthesis.locals.com and sign up for $7 a month and get the whole archive of shows. Never miss a Wednesday show. Never miss a Friday show. You get it all. It's all part of the package. We got a movie riff coming up for you sometime this month.
Oh, we had to pick a movie.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out. But I'm just saying, get to it. Sign up. Be a part of the movement. Be a cool dude. Be part of the Sick Pups Club.
Oh, you want to be a sick pup. You don't want to
That's all I'm
not
saying.
be a sick. Imagine being out there not being a sick pup.
Mm-hmm. Come on, bro.
We got a donation here from the real Tariq Nasheed. He said 7 Tabs and Perks is honored to have Merce as a preferred sponsor.
I like it.
There you go.
7 Tabs are fire.
We'll be right back. There we are. Wiki.
Pawnee Community Radio comes from listeners like you and from the new film, The Shadows of Seven Heads, the dramatic tale of an Israeli soldier who falls in love with conjoined Palestinian sextuplets, out soon from Focus Features.
Welcome to Thought for Your Thoughts. I'm your host, Derry Merbles, sitting in for Nina Joplin, who is touring the country performing a spoken word opera about pear-shaped women. My guest today is City Council woman Leslie Knope.
It is a pleasure to be back, Derry. Your show last week on dolphin lactation was just riveting radio. Derry, my team and I are trying to build a park. And we need input on the design from you, the citizens of Pawnee. So I guess I'm here to send out the bat signal.
A bat signal, for listeners who might not know, refers to the children's character, the Bat Man, a strong gentleman who fights crime nocturnally.
That's correct. Well put.
Coming up after the break, movie reviews with Ken Tucker, who is filling in for David Bianculli, who is in New York filling in for Ken Tucker. Leslie, would you like to introduce the next segment?
Okay. Now it's time for Jazz plus Jazz equals Jazz. Today we have a recording of Benny Goodman played over a separate recording of Miles Davis.
Research shows that our listeners love jazz.
Second hour, ROTC, thank you for staying with us. We really appreciate it. And if you signed up during the break on Patreon or Locals, we appreciate it even more. Because it lets us know you're not poor, and that's important to us. We don't want to be around rich friends.
Yeah. Also hit the like button on the YouTubes and Rumbles.
Yes, anywhere you're watching, hit the like button if there is one. And if you're watching on Twitter, which there's some people, I guess, just retweet it.
Can you go to one of the other ones?
Yeah. That we can see you guys?
Yeah, and you can, like things and interact and do things. Like, Twitter kind of, Twitter literally, I notice now, everyone uses Twitter streaming for the same reason. Just so that everybody following them on Twitter knows that you're like,
and then go to
I'm
YouTube.
doing something. Come over to the cool spot.
But I do that too. Like if somebody I know pops up on there and I want to see them, I'll go to their YouTube or the Rumble or whatever. I'm not going to watch it over here,
Yeah, it literally is. That's how I use it. It's like, it's just an announcement that one of you motherfuckers is live. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Bans on transgender people serving in the military can have some...
Oh, by the way, today's Transgender Day of Visibility.
Oh.
Or yesterday? I don't know, one of these days. I don't know.
serious consequences in terms of military readiness. President Trump issued an executive order banning transgender people from service on January 27th, and it has faced a multitude of legal challenges. Transgender service members worry about what this ban could mean for readiness and morale. Our Lauren Toms gives us a deeper look at the issue.
When Meredith Morgan Wallace raised her right hand to
Can't we just do this? And I'm just trying to compromise here to make everybody happy. So can't we just allow trans people into the military, right? But then not tell them that they're all secretly enrolled in like kamikaze missions?
Oh, okay.
So they won't even know.
What?
Like we just strap some, explosives to them. We're like, you're gonna go in. All right, you see that hut over there? All right, you're going to go in. You're going to storm the presidential palace. You're going to move in on this flank. And then they go in there and we just blow them up.
Or parachutes, but instead of the parachute, replace it with an Acme anvil.
Hey, Jesus Christ, that would be funny.
Yeah.
What a cartoon way to go.
And by the way, so Trans Day Visibility is on April Fool's Day.
I think, honestly, I'm pretty sure we pointed this out before.
We might have, but
we have pointed this out
shocking
before.
to me.
Yes, I always forget, but then somebody always brings it up every year. We've brought this up before.
to join the U.S. Army in 2018. She didn't do it for glory. She did it for something bigger.
So to get the free
college
surgery
and the college,
a calling beyond.
Okay, why is she wearing? Why is she trademark wearing gloves?
Because he or she is elegant. I said he or she because
she.
I didn't mean to break toss. I wasn't totally paying attention to if it was a female to male or a male to female. I just know it's a trans person.
Herself.
I've always thought that, like,
okay, I know now.
Okay, that's a beautiful
Very
woman.
aware. Absolutely. What a lovely woman. Yes, part of the
There you go, YouTube.
Part of the bloodline.
Fucking Nia Jax over here.
Part of should end her bloodline. Part of ended her bloodline.
Like, there's nothing more like brave and noble than, I guess, putting your life on the line for people you don't know.
Then why did you, I don't know, be a fucking...
Do it like a dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wallace enlisted before her transition.
No, that you lied. You're a liar. They recruited a man, not a woman.
Just as president.
But it's smart because what they were doing was, if you really think about it, so here's what they were doing. Like, they were going in and they were, as males, right? Then getting the surgery, and then they weren't going to serve in the front lines. They weren't
No,
going to
of
put
course
them
not.
anywhere. So they knew they were getting a cushy gig, going to keep getting their money.
And the worst thing you could have kicked them out for, it wouldn't have been a dishonorable. It would have been like a 4F, like a mental thing. It's pretty smart.
Donald Trump declared that transgender Americans would no longer be welcome in uniform.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
As she began sharing her truth with her fellow soldiers.
Her truth. I hate that phrase. I hate
What does that mean?
It means
Lying?
lie. Yeah, it means your perspective, your woman perspective on things that isn't
The military
Maybe she is a woman.
put her through a series of psychological evaluations, and soon after, she was discharged.
What happened with the psychological evaluations?
Did they find out you had some abnormalities?
Yeah, like an
some
uncle
aberrations.
an uncle who could like get into your room.
Jesus.
I don't know if that was his name.
I don't know what
It's pronounced Jesus.
being on estrogen would have made a difference about me getting.
Congrats, you transitioned into a goblina. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, what is that? Look at that.
I
Also,
can't
I
believe
love
I
how-
got this fucking job.
I love how, like, they're complaining that we're not giving a group of people that has the highest suicide rate in America rifles.
But that's why I'm not. That's why I'm saying, why don't we just make everybody happy? Kill two birds with one stone, or get two birds stoned at once, and we just let trans people be in the military, but they have to serve in our kamikaze squads.
I don't know what
We
being
train
on
them to fly F-16s and take the landing gears off.
estrogen would have made a difference about me getting shot in the chest. I still would have gotten shot in the chest.
You got shot in the chest?
And whether or not my homie over here, he was born female.
He was born. Her husband was born female.
You guys always seem to do this, right? They always seem to switch. Like these couples always seem to be one and the other. It's
weird.
Real roundabout way of being a heterosexual.
He's still my brother over here, and that doesn't change the fact that I lost him.
President Biden reversed the ban in 2021, allowing transgender people to serve openly again. But Wallace knew if Trump returned to power, transgender troops
I
would
love
be
it.
back.
You notice the phrasing that they keep saying, like return to power? They never say shit like that about the Democrats or Obama. They really want to make it sound like there's a Nazi regime taking over, coming into power.
Crosshairs. The Pentagon estimates nearly 9,000 active duty troops identify as transgender. The military
It's way too many.
remains the largest employer of transgender people in the country.
Wait a second. The military was the largest employer of transgender people in the country, and that didn't scare everybody?
Wallace says policies that strip them of their uniforms strip them of their humanity.
I mean, I would argue that you stripped yourself of your humanity.
Yeah, you're the one literally stripping off parts.
Yeah, you're the one that's exactly.
So this is the start of our trans people.
You
fit
basically
to
have
live in
to
our
go to the
society.
human equivalent of a chop shop.
Yeah.
At all. You're not fit enough to die
What
for
is
us,
the
and that
music
puts
in the background? Do you hear
this
that?
thing in there.
Are they just
Yeah.
having a military dance party in the background?
In people's heads that you're not worth dying for this country. And
What does that mean? Nobody's dying for this country. People are dying in like accidents.
And
Also, one
if
could
you're not
argue
worth
nobody
dying for this
should be
country,
dying for this country.
Yeah.
Not
your
in the
death
current
is
state it's in.
meaningless.
Kira Bryant joined the Army
Hey, look.
National Guard right out of high school. Like Wallace, she served before her transition.
Let's see what this is going to look like. Are you ready?
and says it's military readiness that suffers in the wake of the policy.
So I think it does affect the whole group.
Good
because
call on the mask, bro.
Why are you wearing a mask, dude?
You're going to be just putting your own
she's
troops
afraid
against
she's
each
going
other,
to get COVID in that room alone.
which is really a sense of camaraderie and love and connection.
That's
not
not
the
what the military
military
is
is.
at all, actually.
Yeah, it's not about camaraderie or love.
I mean, it is about camaraderie, but the love part you're no, that's not what it is. Listen,
It's not brunch.
But when I used to deliver pizzas, like to the military base, was when I had heard some of the most abhorrently racist shit I've ever heard flung back and forth by two people, and like it was literally all in good fun.
Yeah.
But it was literally like I was delivering a pizza, and there was this white kid from like Alabama or Mississippi, and he was coming out to sign for his pizza, and there was like some black Marines down like working on their car in the parking lot in front of the barracks, and they were just blasting rap, and it was like a middle of a Saturday afternoon, and he literally was like, "Yo, Jones, turn off that goddamn jigaboo music." And I was just sitting there, and then the guy was like, "Fuck you, cracker," and like they were just talking all these shit, and I'm like sitting there in my Domino shirt all nervous, and they're like, "Oh no, man, we're just having fun, dude, we just talk shit." And I was like, okay, if you can't do that shit, you can't be an effective military.
Yeah.
Stated ban instructs each branch to identify service.
It's like, dude, that
Generation
scene,
Kill.
Dude, the scene in Generation Kill specifically, though, where the LA Mexican guys that are in the Marines start arguing with the white dudes, and the white dudes are like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get out of the Marine Corps because I'm joining Border Patrol, gonna shoot me some Mexicans." They're like, literally talking shit to each other, and then the other guys are just calling them inbred crackers, but like they're all gonna fucking jump on a grenade for each other later. But once you dull that down with this, we just love each other. It's like one big support group. We're just always here for each. We braid each other's hair at night. It's like, what are you doing?
Members undergoing treatment for gender dysphoria and remove
Yeah,
them
now that the military with the trans people is Generation Kill Yourself.
within 30
Womp,
days.
womp,
But for
womp.
Wallace, what's at stake goes far beyond policy. It's about what's lost in the sacrifice of service.
The person I am because of that time
is really ugly.
Is a much better person.
I mean, to be fair, this wouldn't have been a handsome man.
No, but it would have been a man.
And the people,
Can't put
my
lipstick on right.
trans siblings who have given that time, made the choice to dedicate their life to something and lose that time that they could be with people they love or experiencing other things people their age should be
It's a
experiencing.
job you got paid. Shut the fuck up.
It's not only a
There's
job.
a new boss.
But it's not only a job, and not only are you getting paid right, but it's the military. And this retard's talking about it like it's summer camp.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna miss all the memories we made.
Vacation's
and the
all
friends.
I
Yeah,
ever
the
wanted.
fuck. This sounds like the ending monologue to like a Meatballs style movie, not the military.
Meatballs 4, right, Pessy?
Yeah, the best Meatballs.
Meatballs 5, meatballless.
Meatballs 4 is the only meatball.
That's Meatballs 4, Search for Curly's Gold.
Well, actually, no. Meatballs 3, where a nerdy Patrick Dempsey is haunted by the ghost of a porn actress. That one comes second.
Okay, that one's tight. That sounds tight. Man, those movies really got bizarre.
They went off the rails, yeah.
Yeah, dude, 3 and 4 are just like R-rated boob fests. It was weird.
Well, people are celebrating Transgender Day visibility all across the city of San Francisco. Larkin Street Youth Services held an event today connecting service providers with the LGBTQ plus youth dealing with housing insecurity, also providing Narcan and much needed supplies.
Listen to all the things you said together. And you think this is a safe and good city?
It really is dystopian when you especially when you're piling them all into one news story.
They celebrate Trans Awareness Day by handing out Gibbs and Narcan.
Listen, I'm playing the sentence again.
All across the city of San Francisco. Larkin Street Youth Services held an event today connecting service providers with the LGBTQ plus youth dealing with housing insecurity, also providing Narcan and much needed supplies.
And by the way, why is that the first supply?
What's the most urgent?
But come on, man.
Did you see the body cam video of the cop that took fentanyl and like almost died?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, because thought it was just meth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I remember even like the liberal, perfect, utopian way of thinking back in the day would be like, yeah, and they're going to be down there. They're going to be providing winter coats and food. Remember that? And then other supplies. Now we just straight up go, yeah, they're going to be giving out Narcan and like, I don't know, other stuff. Where did we go wrong, dude?
And this as the Trump administration works to erase the mention of transgender people from government websites and
BBL, fake butt on the right. That's a fake butt right there.
That's ridiculous.
tries to remove transgender people from the military.
Is that a woman with a mustache or a girl? What's that?
You know what? Honestly, Royce, I would just play it real cool at a place like this. Keep it real close to the chest, brother.
Okay.
Trans rights has waned in the wake of the 2024 presidential election, where concerns about gender-affirming care and sports participation became hot-button issues. And this weekend, a barber in the Mission providing some support.
This is what the story is, by the way.
Support for trans youth feeling the pressure. And as Kevin Coe reports, for these
trans barber
youth, sometimes traditional barbershops, well, they just don't cut it.
Look at the little girl hands.
They just don't cut it.
Yeah, they're girl hands because it's a girl.
When someone needs a
Oh, that's a Chaz
in the
Bono.
mission.
That's a Chaz Bono trans.
It always
might find-
reminds me of those old Burger King commercials with the guy with the little hands.
Yeah.
them in this
I think of the lawyer from It's Always Sunny, Jack Kelly.
Don't want to keep the tail in the back?
Yeah.
Twinks is a barber at
Twinks, come on, man.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
He's not a twink either.
But it's
Maybe
not.
he's just advertising for what he wants.
It's just not fair, dude. You can't. You guys set us up, and then when we crack a fucking joke, then we get canceled.
Deal and Strand.
My name is Twink Dykesley.
It's like, come on.
A modern barbershop offering the classic fade, something Twinks himself remembers having troubles finding.
Going into a salon and like needing to get a haircut for myself, like when I was first transitioning, and I felt like I didn't
It was
get that
hard because
fade.
like my hair was coming out in clumps.
But wait, so you lived in this fantasy world where, as a woman, you couldn't just go into a barber shop because
They wouldn't have cared. They
wouldn't have cared.
They cut studs' hairs all the time.
all the time. So trust me, all the studs I knew fucking went to barbers, and they fucking like you go in there. I tell you, you give a Dominican $40 and go fade it up. They don't give a fuck whose hair they're cutting. It could be a child, a woman. It could be your dog. If you brought your dog in and said, I want this dog to have a sick fade, they would.
They'll do it.
And your dog would have a sick fade. Yo, you want his neck to have a straight line or like a circle, bro?
that I wanted.
Bro, this person's transitioning. Can't decide, I'm too masculine for a hair salon. I'm too feminine for a barbershop. Where do I go? I don't know. How about like a Supercuts or something? The
Haircuttery.
fucking gender neutral severance office equivalent of a fucking barbershop.
Yeah, go to haircuttery.
Yeah.
His transition, Twinks knew he wanted a fade.
Barbers are the biggest hustlers on the planet. If you have money, I swear to God, have you ever seen a barber turn anyone down?
Never.
They'd be
But
like, okay,
he
you got
also
money?
knew
Okay, let me get my clippers.
all the tales of barbershop lore.
The dynamic of the barbershop where you walk in, it's like people always feel intimidated or feel like
I've never felt intimidated at a barbershop. I mean, when I used to go to barbershops, I don't got many years, but that's not true. Sometimes I go to every once in a while treat myself to the ones that like do your beard. That's pretty nice.
they can't come into a barbershop.
I do like a straight razor and like do the head. It's pretty nice. Hot towel.
I got one rule. I got one thing I don't like about barbers, especially the ones that are
Dominicans.
mostly Hispanics. Well, just Hispanics in general. Is I don't mind when they speak Spanish, especially if the conversation don't involve me. Feel free to speak whatever language you want. When I'm getting my hair cut and I'm talking to my barber and we're having a conversation and you're the barber like next to him and you start chiming in Spanish, I have a fucking problem with that. Because I'm having a fucking conversation. Stick with the language we're using. I don't care if they're all speaking Spanish around me. If it doesn't involve me, I'm just sitting there getting my shit cut. But I know you've probably had that happen too. You're talking to a dude, and then the other one's like, hey, oh yeah, and you're like, I'm.
Or when they're on their Bluetooth headset. talking to somebody in Spanish the
Well, they got-
entire time they're cutting your
Well,
hair?
because they're trying to sell tires. They're trying to sell
I know.
U-Haul scams. They're doing
That's a lot of
Airbnb
stuff.
scams.
Yes, I know.
Nah, tell them to go get the key out the lockbox that's on the car.
They got mad at us.
Or get cut because you have people sizing them up, looking them up and down, like, oh, like you don't belong in this barbershop, or you don't. It's already hard enough being a black and brown man in the community.
It's hard enough being a black and brown man
in the Bay Area.
In
of
the
San
Bay,
Francisco.
it's hard being a trans
man.
black in the Bay Area.
If it's hard for you there, I'm afraid you're never going to make it anywhere.
And then you add being trans to that, it makes it like even more difficult.
In the Bay Area.
Like, I would
To-
understand if you were cutting hair in Jackson, Mississippi. Might be a problem.
I want to come into a barbershop and
You're describing a whole lot of problems that nobody but you has. I think these are personality disorders that you just aren't aware of. Like,
get cut.
Even though he went through it himself, Twinks didn't realize how common those uncomfortable introductions were until he started hearing his clients tell the same story.
You know, he was like, I was scared to come into a barbershop, not gonna lie. The shop over there, he was like, I kept getting like, you know, kind of like sized up, like feeling all that like masculine.
It's like, yo, I was
testosterone.
really afraid to come to a barber shop, and I was like, word, because you're trans? And they're like, nah, because I get shot every time I go to a barber.
Yeah.
Energy.
That's when he decided to post this, offering free haircuts for the entire month of March for any trans boys.
Well, then what if you go in there and lie?
I was just gonna say. I was actually gonna say that when I originally saw the title of the story.
I just
so
put
you
it out
got, it would be so funny. You just have Cholo showing up like, "Hey, what's up? You don't want to do free haircuts? Yeah, like I'm totally a bitch, fool."
Hold on. It's weird that he didn't say trans men. He said trans boys.
Well,
To be like, you know, if I could just help one person or two people.
benefit of the doubt, they mean fucking like female and males.
Feel confident about their identity and the way that they
Oh,
look.
okay. So the
That was
Cholo
really
the
my-
Cholo's gonna
my
go in there
goal.
and lie the other
But I
way.
didn't think it was
Yeah,
gonna-
bro. Like I totally used to be a bitch, fool. Like I want a free haircut. What's up, Holmes? You giving free haircuts?
Go up the way that it did.
Twinks has gotten
He's
deep.
like, he wants the free haircut, but he's so bad and he doesn't know any
Yeah.
of their lingo. So he's like, yeah, like when I was like 16, I was totally a bitch, bro. And then like,
But I was a lesbian back then, so I've always been fucking girls, bro. Just so you know.
yeah, like I'm not gay, bro. I just want to make it clear.
Yeah,
like I'm
dude,
not gay,
yeah.
Holmes.
All right, so fade it up.
DMs from people across the country and even from Canada asking for a haircut.
That's a long way to go for a free haircut. Like
Says-
I feel like if you said to me, Mersh, you can either go to your usual barber and you can pay the $30, or you can go to Canada and get it for free. I mean, what's the exchange rate now? Maybe
Hey,
the tariffs are really fucking them.
You know what Canada doesn't have a shortage of? Gay barbers.
Mm-hmm.
He'll continue offering free haircuts to trans youth on a different day monthly for his community and its existence.
No one's gonna stop me being trans. No one's gonna stop me.
Nobody
from being me.
cares.
Like,
You're
I
in San Francisco. Nobody's stopping you.
know who I am and I know who I identify as, and then it doesn't matter what like the world sees us as. Like,
Man,
you're
I
not
wish I could
normal.
find a barber shop that specialized in wispy almost beards.
I got you, dude.
Wispy, almost beards.
Uh-huh.
God,
You
they,
have- you're like-
they
you're
never
sick-
quite fill in, do they?
No, they really don't. All right, we got some donations here. Ben Cho of Zona says, all Kings is mostly rapscallion, says, fur I can make out. Huck Finn. Ben Cho of Zona says, thought I was going to make you read some Negro Jim quote. Get your ass clipped off of YouTube, didn't you? I just went into Reddit.
Found out today that somebody that I work with is a conservative, and he's somebody who's really intelligent, and he's somebody who works in climate tech.
Okay.
As a super smart guy, somebody I would never have thought was conservative, and apparently he is. And it's surprising, and it's disgusting. But what's most surprising to me is the level of sudden hatred that I have for him.
She wants to fuck him.
Oh, yeah,
wants
she
to
does
fuck
want to
him.
fuck
She
him, by
wants
the
to
way.
fuck him.
Yeah,
I know.
she
I've
wants to
seen
fuck
this
him.
a million times.
And by the way, sir, if you ever see this, don't fuck her.
Don't fuck her.
'Cause she will go straight to HR and be like, yeah, he raped me.
Is the level of sudden hatred that I have for him, sudden hatred for this man who I used to respect, suddenly just went boop.
Also, do you understand?
Boop,
you guys still don't understand why we don't like you. Because you started this whole rant by going, a guy I thought was intelligent, and I found out he disagrees with me on things. Like, that is the smug baseline for all of you leftists. Is like, yeah, this guy, turns out he voted for somebody different than me. I didn't realize he was retarded.
Yeah, immediately.
And then you wonder why we don't like you.
Like, here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. I was talking with Pezzi about this earlier, but it's like, yeah, we all know Kevin Spacey's like a fucking terrible human being, right?
Awful.
But he's still a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the fact.
There's
right?
a reason House of Cards sucked at the end.
Yeah. So fucking sick of these people. They're so broken inside.
And they're so broken yet so smug. That's what bothers me about them. They're defeated. They're broken. They keep getting their ass whooped, and somehow they still manage to just be like, dude, everything's coming up Millhouse, dog.
Police say it was here on October 31st. A woman parked in this grocery store lot. When she returned, about a dozen nails and screws were under her car. Police say store video shows a man tossing the items there, but the images were too grainy to identify him. Over the course of several months, police say similar crimes had been reported all around Lower Makefield. In February, a store worker at this McCaffrey's told police he thought the person from the video had returned to the store. Police looked at the video and matched up credit card receipts with a store loyalty card. They say they determined this man, Alaric Dahlberg, was a suspect. They went to his house. And according to these documents, Dahlberg told police he shopped at the store frequently. And when he was showed images from where the crimes took place, police say he identified himself.
Oh,
saying
no.
he targeted people based upon political signs he saw or conversations he overheard. Telling police he kept nails and screws in his cup holder, and these were crimes of opportunity.
You know,
Jesus, buddy. Come on, man.
I keep a little cache of like water and a little bit of cat food in my car, just in case if I'm driving.
Nails?
No nails, no screws.
Why?
Because you don't want the cats to choke.
People goof on me and go like, "That's crazy," and I'm like, it's not like a thing that like if I don't have it in my car I freak out. It's just when I have time sometimes I'm like,
No, if it's no cat food, Mercer's at the dentist from Always Sunny. Where are my tools?
I need my tools. I'm bound. I like to be bound. No, but like, you know the shaker cups? Like the So I have the cup on the bottom is filled with some just dry cat food. I screw it on the bottom and then I have water in the thing. And it's just in case I'm out and about and I go, oh, look at that. There's a hungry cat or it's hot out. They don't have water. I can give them some stuff, right? People tell me I'm psychotic for that. I can't imagine the level of psychosis it takes to be like, I have to make sure I have all of my sharp tire destroying objects because you never know when you're going to see a Trump fan.
You're just hurting fellow citizens that are just trying to, have a life and have good quality of life. And in Bucks County, that's what we really push out is good quality of life. Our law enforcement, our district attorney's office works very hard here in Bucks County, and to have these noodles out doing that
is
just ridiculous.
Who is this guy?
He's, I don't know, some representative.
Now, that was Bucks County Sheriff Fred Herron, who says that if you are the victim of vandalism, you should report it right away. He says that there is an uptick in what's being called crimes that are motivated by political issues.
No, but by one side, though. It's by one side, though.
Can we pass a law where it's illegal to just shoot people for even messing with your car?
Yeah.
Like, you should be allowed to go out into your driveway and just mag dump into a guy's back if he's fucking with your car.
I am a proud soy boy. I am a 6'5" vegetarian powered almost exclusively by tofu and soy milk. I'm the guy bringing Beyond Burgers to the barbecue. And yet,
You're the guy not getting invited to a lot of barbecues then. I can tell you that from experience.
what this bill seems to imply, big agriculture does not need protection from big scary soy boys like me. I mean, look at me. I'm basically the Jolly Green Giant. The free market is supposed to let consumers decide what they want to eat. But apparently, Big Ag needs the state government to step in and make sure no one confuses an oat milk latte for cow milk. And while we're at it, let's talk about the fluoride ban. Fluoridated water is one of the most successful public health initiatives of all time.
Based on the only people that studied that were the people that did it.
Were the fluoride salesman.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Are we really saying that the water is too woke now?
Did you see
That we-
Krasenstein was crying about the fluoride this weekend?
Are these people crazy? Here's the thing with this. You can always add your own fluoride if you want. No one's stopping you.
That's what I was getting at. Krasenstein this weekend tweeted out, like, I live in Lee County, and it's so fucking stupid that they're going to get rid of fluoride in our water and blah, blah, blah. And, of course, everybody was dunking on him. I retweeted him and said just that. I'm like, then add your own.
Yeah.
Nobody's stopping you.
Yeah.
Saying that the water is too woke now? That we need to give kids cavities to own the libs?
Nobody's saying that. People just don't want to. The kids are coming out kind of retarded because of the fluoride.
More than kind of.
Banning fluoride isn't policy making. It's pandering to conspiracy theorists.
But why do we need it? I don't get it.
At the end of the day, HB 651 isn't about protecting consumers.
Hey, Pessy,
It's
does RFK have a retort for this guy or what?
I think this guy's taking K. To be honest with you, it feels like an Alex Stein character.
Actually, this guy's kind of lame. It feels more like a Cassidy Campbell.
Who?
The Steak Man.
The Mistake Man.
We're so corny today. This is so dumb.
I'm having fun.
Oh, no, I am too, but it's just so stupid.
Because if someone goes in your backyard, you can blow their heads off. I have a right to protect my property and my house.
I wonder where this person came from Florida from.
So this kid was like fishing in a pond, and this woman came crazy like this.
Goes in your backyard, you can blow their heads off. I have a right to protect my property and my house.
Ma'am, as a gun owner who has a concealed carry and has had to take the class and everything, you have no legal right. Like, if some guy is fishing on a pond in your neighborhood, you don't have any right to mag dump into him. The cops are going to have a lot of questions about that.
A Fox 35 exclusive now. This woman accused of holding two teenagers at gunpoint. She
She had a gun on her?
911 on them, but she's the one who ended up in cuffs. That
False
woman claimed that the
imprisonment.
teens were trespassing. It's a story you will only see right here on Fox 35.
Yeah, the boys tell Fox 35 that they were trying to do a little fishing behind the homes. And Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte spoke to one of the teens who caught this whole thing on camera.
The 8th grader tells me he's still shaken up.
Oh, we know Stephanie Buffalo.
Yeah, she's one of the
He
ones we
says
like.
he was near a pond with his friends to go fishing when the next thing he knew, a woman was pointing a gun at them. That move landed her right here
that's
in the
crazy,
Brevard
dude.
County Jail.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It's never. I'll just wait.
Kidnapping or
Sorry.
false imprisonment?
Someone goes in
I
your
don't know how
backyard,
old
you
the
can blow
kids
their
were.
heads off. I have a right to protect my property and my house. So
To
you
an
ain't coming back.
extent.
Ever.
The frightening moments that had 15-year-old Braden and his friend scared for their lives. Braden says the Melbourne woman told them multiple times.
Also, can you pause for a second? Who in this day and age, given how fucked up this world and this country is, would you even be angry if you saw 15-year-olds fishing?
If they were fishing, I would not be. I promise you, I wouldn't be mad.
I would feel encouraged.
bet
I'd be
that's
like,
so
oh, look,
cool.
they're doing something wholesome and productive.
If
and they're not out
they were like in the
committing
neighborhood, you know,
crimes.
if I was going for a walk, I'd be like, yeah, you guys catching anything? Like,
That's
be
pretty
normal
much all
human.
I would say. You guys
Yeah.
catching anything? All right, man. Well, good luck.
Have a
man.
good day.
And,
Yeah.
You know, the worst thing you should say to them is, hey, just make sure you guys clean up after yourselves when you leave.
That's it. The fucking, what a crazy
She was going to blow their heads.
It was probably one of those neighborhood ponds. I
am just happy. Look, I would just be happy that 15-year-olds aren't huffing Galaxy gas in a 7-Eleven parking lot. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, okay. Got kids in the neighborhood that catching fish. Good for them.
Turns out they were in her backyard fishing her koi.
That would be
That would
funny.
be really funny.
Crystal Seb goes, she would shoot Huck Finn.
End of book. Chapter 2. He was shot by some crazy lady from New York.
She was gonna blow our brains out, and
Look at this ginger. Does this look like a threat to you?
saying that if we didn't listen to her, then she would shoot, and that she was gonna blow our head off.
Also, what are you up to tonight, girl?
The 8th graders went to a
He's
pond
got
near
game.
Yeah, he's got Riz, just straight up Riz.
You want to go
Royston
fishing? Actually,
Lane
you want to go have some dinner? I'll make you some fish.
Melbourne to go fishing. Braden says the woman who lives near the pond walked out of her backyard pointing.
Yeah, so she had an AR on her.
Yo, what are you doing,
Hey.
lady?
So fun thing about Florida.
That's not a pistol.
Is that if they were at a lake that's like a public lake, she's not there fishing.
She's not allowed
She's
to have
not
that
on
gun.
her property. You are definitely not allowed to have a fucking AR out.
Yeah. Though actually, theoretically, in theory, those kids could have technically had ARs.
Yes.
And they would have been in the right because they were fishing.
And they also would have been in the right to shoot her.
Yeah.
Long black pellet gun at them. Did
That was a pellet gun.
you know?
Oh,
it was
that's a
pellet
good way to get shot over something that's fucking not even dangerous.
gun at the time, or in your head, this is a real gun that she could shoot and kill you?
In my head, I thought it was a real gun. She was going to shoot us and kill us. And the fact that she was saying she was going to blow our head off, you can't do that with the pellet gun.
And, you know, all the other things my parents' lawyer told me to say because we are about to make a fucking buckaroony.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm looking at this lake here. Yeah, it just seems to be like in the middle of the.
There's probably not even good fish there. It's just a fuck around spot in the neighborhood for you to go. Again,
Really dumb.
if I had a son who's 15, it's considering how fucked up kids are nowadays. And people were like, you know what your son was doing? And then they told me, yeah, he was on this property fishing in a lake with his buddy. I'd be like, oh, thank God. Oh my God, he wasn't cutting his dick off, or like
that's fine.
He wasn't huffing fucking computer cleaner, and he wasn't committing crimes. Cool, man. I'm glad.
Me and my friends, when like with 14, 15, we used to go into like the abandoned, like where they had new construction, and play like manhunt and go.
Oh yeah, that was
so
fun.
much fun.
It was real.
You can see in this photo, Donna Elkins was standing over them with the long gun. Deputies say Elkins ordered them to get on the ground. Braden already had a broken arm
This kid was a threat.
Bro, what?
at the time from falling off his electric bike before this,
What a nerd.
but got down quickly.
I don't know.
when-
This kid's living like the quintessential Florida kid life.
Yeah, he is, you're
He's
right.
got an electric bike. He's catching fish. He's just
Hell
fucking
yeah.
breaking his arm. He's just doing Florida shit, bro.
The 59-year-old called 911 saying there were two boys in her backyard fishing. She told the dispatcher she, quote, petrified them, and went on to say she had, quote, stopped them and they were laying on the ground.
When she came out, I was just trying to do whatever she said, just hoping she would not shoot us.
According to property lines, the teens were 30 feet off her property and not.
Aha!
Yeah, you know what this is, Royce, and you know exactly what this is because there's 100 million neighborhoods in Florida that all have a lake.
Yep.
And it's a kind of a public-y, access-y lake. A lot of neighborhoods in Florida have
They
this.
do.
It's nobody's lake. Everybody's backyards usually go right up to the lake.
Yeah.
But there's usually some kind of access, and if you're in that lake area, that's
People are gonna be on there. That's fine. Look, if the kids are fishing, who gives a shit?
dude. If you don't have obnoxious like Airbnb parties in your
Yeah.
neighborhood, and you don't have any crime, and you don't have like this, I could tell it's probably a decent neighborhood. Is this person has the time to grab a gun and go out and chase teenagers because they're fishing? That's
Yeah.
so you got too little going on in your neighborhood if that's your problem.
In her backyard.
How
Elkins
old did they say the kids were again?
15.
15? Okay.
was arrested and booked in the Brevard County Jail on 2 charges of aggravated assault with a deadly
Oh, for
weapon
pointing the
and
weapon,
2
yeah.
charges of false imprisonment.
Oh,
As you
and
can
she
see,
got. Oh
Brady
no, that's bad.
She's fucked. She's fucked.
didn't want to go on camera, but still wanted to share what happened in hopes that it doesn't happen again.
What she did was wrong. It's just been on my mind for the past couple of days. It's been hard to sleep and stuff.
Elkins has bonded.
Yeah. My lawyers told me that I should
say it
say
was
all
hard
these
to
things, and honestly, I don't even blame these kids. And if you could take everything this bitch is worth, go for it.
I'm with you.
What a dumb bitch, bro.
So that's 2 first-degree felonies in Florida.
Yeah, that's not.
That's up to life. That's up to life.
I mean, she won't get life.
No.
But she's
Well,
not.
that's
She's
why
not
I
avoiding
asked.
jail. She's going to fucking prison for a little while.
That's why I asked if they were what their age was, because if they were under 13, it's automatic life if it's child abuse.
No, yeah, but if she's got no record before this, really, and she's not
They're
a
gonna
real
plead it
menace,
down.
they're
They're
going to
gonna
give her
plead it
like 2 years. But she's going to do a little time because those are serious. Like, you can only plead 4 Class A's down so much.
Cat Catamambo donated and said, "I'd throw a tamale loaded with cow shit at the bitch." Also, the fluoride thing used to be that the fluoride used to be that people who were concerned about it. I think it was a typo there. Sup, guys? Thank you. Arlie said, Tom Mercedes says Mr. Rogers would want to fund federal PBR. Oh, okay. Sorry, I already read that one. Did I read that? Okay. What? Yes. Okay. Cool. Where is it?
No, my
Didn't we already do this one?
Wait, no. This is not the one.
We've seen this clip. This is too lazy to try.
Okay, got it.
We watched
Ari was with
podcast.
me, oddly
Bit.
enough.
No,
It was
Ari
the week before
Shaffir
he
won't
drugged me.
stop trolling Bert Kreischer. I swear we watched this one.
No, this
You must
is
watch
new.
it on your own, dog.
No. So this is new. This is from Too Lazy to Try. This is post. So last one we watched had Ari Shaffir. Saying that
on the pink trip thing. Yeah.
All right, well,
yeah, he was saying that it was a bit. The whole acid thing. It was not.
Oh, can I update? Merch, I forgot to tell you this. I'll tell you on air. Update on that clip. By the way, I got a DM from Pink Trip about this. Pink Trip DM me. And he goes, hey man, next time you guys are in San Antonio, please give me a heads up so we can set up a pod.
Oh, we're going to do the pod?
And then he says, just saw your clip covering the Ari shit. Were you referencing your pod with Davey taking a long time to come out? LOL, I noticed that too. And I go, yeah, we're just busting Davey's balls.
Yeah, I like Davey. But man, that did take forever.
Okay, yes, this is a follow-up, Merch. Last we heard, Ari said that the whole thing was a bit.
Yeah.
Right? The follow-up is, Bert replied to that.
Just a bit him and Bert came up with, but he was doing a bit when he said that, but even Tom believed it for a second. So Ari, he just can't help himself. Whenever there's an opportunity to troll Bert, he's going to take it. Like also when he did Two Bears a couple months ago, he made a joke about how Bert always makes everything about himself, and it sent Bert spiraling.
Yeah, we heard that.
That you don't have the capacity to do is not make it all about himself.
Hold on. F off. Hold on. There's a clip. No, hold on.
There's a
clip.
There's got to be a clip out there of you not interrupting.
No.
Fine. Look that up.
I'm not interrupting. I'm having a fucking conversation.
Yeah, okay.
That's how
Here it is.
About himself, and Tom had to spend like a whole podcast basically being his therapist.
When people like
sounds like
Ari,
you're coming to terms with it.
Ari said you always make it about yourself, and Tom, I couldn't understand what that. I don't know what that sentence means. Like
really.
I really don't, and I don't know how I do it. And I said it to Leanne in Paris. We were having, and I said, "Do I make things about myself?"
You literally prefaced that by saying in Paris.
You were in Paris.
You just did it. You did it in the sentence.
She goes, "Yeah," and I said, "But doesn't everyone?" And she goes, "No." And I was like, "But wait, when do I do it?" She goes, "You're doing it right now."
Yeah.
She was like, "We're at dinner, and you're saying, do you make things about? You're making this about yourself?" And I was like, "Wait, but I'm so confused." I actually was because Joe said it to me before.
Yeah.
Everybody says it to you.
Joe said it to me before on a podcast. Ari said it to me the other day. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I wonder if they've talked about it behind my back. And I was like, I might ask my friends to tell me when I'm doing it. Because if it bothers people, I want to stop.
Oh, it bothers people, but it's but you really don't know what that means, like what
Something Tom said made Bert think
we saw a
that
little bit of
because
that, but
then
now-
after Too said made Bert think that because then after this, during an episode of Bertcast with Big J, in the beginning, Bert mentions how he interrupts too much, and Jay's like, dude, it's not that big of a deal. You're a comedian. So Bert gets all excited that somebody's finally defending him, and then he just starts going off on Tom and Ari.
And then I'll start the next one, and then I'll let you talk because I'm so bad at interrupting people.
You're fine. Can I tell you something also? Let's have a super fun podcast right now.
Yeah.
Every clip I'm watching
It was 3 weeks to go.
you on podcast now is you having some heartbreaking to yourself epiphany that you're a comedian. What you're being accused of is what he goes, oh, you're listening to my story, but you're really, as soon as you hear a key word, you start thinking of your story. Like, yeah. But every podcast clip is you going like this, Bert. You're going, I do? I do. I mean, the crazier thing is you didn't realize it before. You're like, yeah, you're taking these things like, I do they? Yes, 100% all of us do.
Because I got a partner who doesn't fucking talk, and then he goes, you're always interrupting me. Then talk.
I hear you, Bert. I hear you. I feel you, bud. I know what that's like, me guy.
Fuck up, you motherfucker.
Yeah, because if that's one thing, I don't talk. Nobody talks enough around here.
Shut up! Stop interrupting me.
So tired. Can I tell you, Jay? Thank you so much.
Oh no! You shouldn't have given Jay.
No, that's
what's your
great.
problem?
But this is this happened before. This is why I hate relying on these fucking stupid channels like Too Lazy to Try and all these guys.
No, this is 3 weeks ago. This
What?
clip right here they were watching was 3 weeks ago.
But that's what I'm saying is that the Big J shit kicked off before we got, because we had already covered we played the Zach Amico song.
Yeah.
The whole internet's been gaslighting Bert because of Big J, because Big J was the first one to get him fired up, and everybody was like, "Oh, you see how fired up Bert is? Let's start gaslighting him." So now everybody's like, "Yeah, dude, fuck Tom and fuck all these guys, bro. You don't need any of them. Fuck Tony Hinchcliffe."
That affect you?
You're supposed to laugh. You're supposed to big laugh and have fun.
My therapist. Your problem is you people have therapists. You're comedians.
You know who doesn't have a therapist? Probably Big J.
And be the person you are. You're letting people bully you, and they're trying to change your thing.
And they're my friends.
At your peak of fame.
And by the way, Ari Shaffir and Tom Segura. Ari Shaffir and Tom Segura. Ari Shaffir and Tom Segura. Those fucking, Ari fucked me up. Ari fucked me up where he goes, "You make everything about yourself." And I was like, "We're comics. We make everything about ourselves. You fucking asshole. Why would you stand on stage for an hour and speak and not listen to other people?"
But I think sorry, but no. I think what Tom is saying is you're right. If you're on stage and you're doing a set, of course you make it about
If you're
yourself.
in Paris with your wife,
Right, or if you're doing a show, a podcast, or talking to other people, you can't make it about yourself because other people have to get their stories in.
You made it all about yourself. God damn it, Jay.
And I don't think Tom even complains that much about Bert. I mean, he obviously knows Bert interrupts too much and makes everything about himself, but it doesn't seem like he cares that much. So it's funny he started going off on Tom here because I think he's just upset he has even
said that. Tom said that. And those are my three of my closer friends. And then I was like, and then Ari said to me, he goes, "I'm just busting your balls." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but you're fucking with my head a little bit. Like, you're making me question how to talk to you."
And then Bert starts talking about how Ari also makes everything about himself by acting like a lunatic. And it's too bad Bert didn't say this right after Ari roasted him, because I think most people would have been like, "Yeah, Bert's got a point." But instead, Bert was just too offended to even think of a comeback. And he's also just too nice to Ari. I mean, even before Bert makes fun of him here, he has to preface it by saying how much he likes him.
Look at the whole thing about Ari lighting me up about not making everything about myself, as if Ari doesn't make everything about himself. In retrospect, I wanted to say to Ari, and I love Ari and I've been friends with him forever. I was like, "So you shitting on a pizza box or whatever to promote your special, were you making that about yourself? Why didn't
Comics getting podcasts was one of the worst things. It's so bad. Because
you get to see too much of them.
Back in the day, they would come on O&A and they fight with each other and it'd be funny. But now it's everything's a struggle session. You're all comedians. Who gives a fuck? Cares? Nobody cares.
It's all therapy shit, dude. LA ruined it.
What why? Where is the introspection?
Yeah, he made Skankfest about himself in that moment. It was all it's like he pushed the boundary past maybe what we were even allowed to do this thing.
Or him getting Tony fined at Madison Square Garden $100,000 where he pulled his dick out.
Did he really?
Yeah, you didn't make that about yourself. But my thing is I don't see the world like that. I don't see the accuse you of
he's
you make everything about
he's different
yourself. I just go, "Well, yeah, that's who I am. I'm a little bit that
I was
guy."
going to say, is that. It's what you just said right there. It's like, well, that's Ari being Ari.
Yeah. He's Ari. That's why I like him.
If you invite Ari, he might shit on something.
If you don't like me, then say that out loud.
I don't like you.
I don't like you.
I'll say it out loud. I don't like you. You kind of suck. Not funny.
Watch it and then call us right back.
All right, send it to me right now.
Okay.
This is him watching the Kraken show.
Oh, I'm so glad you sent that to me.
First takes.
That guy really's done his research.
Talking about the Kraken song.
He's a fan.
That's my point. He's a fan. He's a fan of all.
He knows more about me than my fucking wife. Holy shit! Yeah, that's he's very talented.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't still on his flow and everything. And he's like, "You've never had to struggle. You came from a rich father." I was like, "God damn it! I didn't know anyone do that."
That was really funny.
Self-aware, at least.
I didn't know that.
No, my dad wasn't rich, but it's like that. Obviously, I mean, I don't think Crackamico probably knew his dad. It sounds
Guarantee you his dad was rich. His dad was a Scientology lawyer. There's no way his dad wasn't rich. Bert has a warped idea of what rich is.
He doesn't understand it. I mean,
Like,
he's probably comparing it to how rich he is now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like Rogan's kind of out of touch because he's been rich for so long. But Rogan at least kind of can probably remember what it's like to struggle. Bert's never struggled. He's like, "Oh, we weren't rich." Guarantee you were rich. Guarantee you if you could find what home he grew up in Clearwater, I bet you it was gorgeous.
Ampy Mess just donated $5 and said, "Sup, Mersh, will you be doing Nightwave this evening?"
A fucking course. I mean, where else would I be? But hanging out with you
in a
on the-
gutter with a negress.
That's not nice to wish on the negress.
You're right.
Guys, 10 o'clock tonight, Nightwave Radio. Subscribe on Rumble. The only place it'll have me.
Virgie?
Hell yes, or no, I don't know.
Pessy?
Yup, I'm gonna put myself through a music hell.
Yeah! Go check out Midnight Riff Party next. And Daywave tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow is our Patreon and locals only show. Sign up for one or the other. Patreon.com/we're-not-sorry or avengers.sis.locals.com. Below this episode right now, $7 a month. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Outside bones.